5 of the top dividend ETFs, but only one is a cut above the rest. Let's dive into it. Welcome to Piece of the Pie with Ty. I'm Ty, and I appreciate you guys coming to check my channel out. If you like anything in this video, hit that like button. It really helps me out with people finding the video, and subscribe to the channel so you can come back and see me. My channel is all about making sure people are aware of the different avenues to get a piece of the pie. Today, we're going to be talking about 5 different monthly paying dividend ETFs. Dividends are a great way to receive passive income. Some people need passive income in their retirement or just would like passive income to take care of their everyday life and bills. So a monthly paying dividend ETF is a great vehicle for those people to achieve that passive income. So it's important to select the best dividend ETF. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. To go over this, we're going to go to Dividend Watch. Alright guys, now we're on Dividend Watch. If you haven't checked out Dividend Watch, I advise you to please check out Dividend Watch. Dividend Watch has great screeners, is a great portfolio tracker, and is great for finding that perfect dividend stock or ETF. I myself use Dividend Watch. It gives you ideas, again, portfolio tracker. And Dividend Watch is pretty cheap. Dividend Watch is an independent financial portal. We don't show ads or sell your data. All revenue is coming from our users. Support us and get full benefits of Dividend Watch. You're not going to see any ads on Dividend Watch. It has a free membership. It has a premium membership of $64. But with my exclusive promo code, you get 15% off of that $64. I myself did not have that, but you guys know me, so you are lucky enough to get 15% off if you sign up with my promo code TY15. You can get that. Alright, and I advise you to try it out. It's a free membership. Try it out. If you like it, which I'm pretty sure you are, go ahead and go for the premium membership. But it's definitely at a decent price compared to some of its competitors. Alright, now let's get back to the business at hand. The first stock that we're going to look up is SPHD. You guys know I love SPHD. It's one of my favorite dividend ETFs. It was my first ETF I invested into because I wanted dividends, and I went with SPHD. Alright, it's a monthly paying ETF, and it has a dividend yield of 3.87. and it has an annual dividend of $1.70. Alright, over the last 3 years, it had a growth of 4.64%. Of course, monthly payout. Over the last 5 years, it had a growth of 7.27%. So that's pretty good. It had a decent growth. And I'm also going to be using ETF.com. This is SPHD on ETF.com. They rate SPHD as a B. As you guys can see, the ads are popping up. You don't have that on Dividend Watch. And this is what I really wanted to point out. SPHD is only in the United States, only invests in companies in the United States. And its top sectors are utilities, consumer non-cyclicals, financials. They are the top 3. In some of the holdings, top holdings: Iron Mountain, ExxonMobil, Lumen Technology. That's pretty decent. But what's really important that I wanted to show you guys up here is top countries, United States. And one other thing I'm going to use Dividend Watch for is, and one of the other things I'm going to do on Dividend Watch is check how much $1,000 will earn you in each of these dividend ETFs. So for SPHD, $1,000 is 22.7 shares, and we're just gonna hit reinvest, put the currency in US dollars, and I'm gonna calculate it for 3 years. And that's the power of Dividend Watch. So if I held SPHD for 3 years, my annual dividend income by 2024 would be $40.98. Remember that number, $40.98. The next dividend ETF is SDIV, Global X Super Dividend ETF. And this dividend ETF has a yield of 7.08. Nice, that's a killer yield. And it pays out annually 97 cents roughly, and it's only $13.63. It has a 3-year growth of its dividend of negative 17.32%. It's a little tough. Over the last 3 years is negative 17.32, but it's probably because of COVID right here. COVID hit and a lot of people cut their dividends back. Its volatility is a little higher than SPHD's was. My bad, backtracking a little bit, I forgot to tell you guys, SPHD's price is $43.93, and it stands for Invesco S&P 500 High Dividend Low Volatility ETF. My bad. So now we're going to go to ETFcom. SDIV also gets a B from ETFcom. Over the last year, it had a growth of 33%. And this is a little different than SPHD, the top countries. As you can see, this is a global dividend ETF. So it's in the United States, Hong Kong, United Kingdom, Thailand, South Africa. It's all over the world. Top sectors, financials, over 55% in financials, energy, and basic materials. And then I'm not even going to pretend that I know all of these companies, because again, they're on different exchanges across the world. The only one I can really point out is Iron Mountain. That just shows you the diversity of this ETF. And again, I just calculated the 3-year growth on $1,000 invested into SDIV, and you guys will receive $95 by 2024 off $1,000. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's more than double you will receive in dividends than SPHD. Next up is DIV, Global X Super Dividend US ETF. It has a dividend yield of 5.78%, an annual dividend payout of $1.14. The volatility is a little higher. Of course, the dividends are monthly. 3-year growth is negative 5.37%. Over the last 5 years, it's negative 2.06%. DIV has an A rating from ETFcom. It had a growth of 47.97%. And if I'm lagging, I apologize. It's all the ads that's popping up on ETFcom. Top countries is based in the US. Top sectors, consumer non-cyclicals, financials, and energy. And some of the holdings right here. Iron Mountain again is number 2. Holly Energy. And Public Storage, Cube Smart. A lot of good names. Alright, and $1,000 in DIV would give you $58.81 in the year 2024, which is pretty good too. Next up is PEY, Invesco High Yield Equity Dividend Achievers ETF. Has a dividend yield of 3.73%, an annual dividend of 75 cents roughly. It had a growth in the last 3 years of 3.39% on its dividends. And that chart looks pretty good for dividend growth. Pretty good. Over the last 5 years, it had a 9.63% increase in its dividend. ETFcom gives PEY a B. Over the last year, PEY had a 53% growth, and it had the best growth out of all the ETFs. PEY only invests into companies in the United States. They're mainly into financials, utilities, consumer non-cyclicals, energy, and some of the big names they got: Altria Group, AT&T, OneOak, I hope I'm saying that right, ExxonMobil, PPL Corporation. Some nice names in that one too. Alright, so $1,000 in PEY would give you $48.93 by 2024. And last but not least, DHS, Wisdom Tree US High Dividend Fund. It has a dividend yield of 3.74%. It pays an annual dividend of 2.93%. Over the last 3 years, it had a growth of 6.91%. Over the last 5 years, it had a growth of 7.8%. DHS isn't rated on ETF.com for some reason. Over the last year, DHS had a growth of 30.22%. Good growth. DHS is only in the United States. Top sector: financials, consumer non-cyclicals, utilities, and top companies: Philip Morris, Busy, Altria, Pfizer, Verizon, some names that everybody knows. And $1,000 would give you $50.45 annually in 2024. So, do you guys remember who pays the most? Who pays the least? Let's refresh the memory one time. DHS, $50.45. PEY, $48.93. DIV, $58.81. SDIV, $95 annually in 2024. And SPHD, $40.98 annually by 2024. So who do you guys think took the cake? So the top choice was SDIV because the amount of dividends they give you for your shares. So when you're talking about the best dividend ETF and receiving monthly passive income, the dividend payout is more important than the growth of the stock itself. So some of the others, they did have better growth than SDIV, but SDIV paid out the most in dividends. You would get the most bang for your buck with SDIV. PYE had nice growth overall, and so did SPHD, but we are talking about the best dividend payout for that monthly passive income. I own SPHD, as you guys know, is one of my favorite dividend ETFs, but I could receive double in my dividends if I were investing in SDIV. So I'm going to add it to my portfolio. I'm going to have SPHD, which has nice growth and keeps receiving dividends, and I'm going to add SDIV. And one thing about that, as I said, it is still recovering from COVID, so might see a nice growth eventually. But main thing is that dividend payout is nice. Alright, if you like any of the content in this video, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Please take a minute, subscribe, and come back and see me. I got plenty more to talk about. Thanks for checking me out.